I find out, which is the worst part of all. The person, the person my dad had that worked that like kept the house clean and everything did voodoo on the house.
Nice.
She literally stabbed a cross on the door, on a wooden door, an upside down cross. She did all that stuff, and she did voodoo inside the house. Like, oh, that's pretty fucking amazing. And you tell me this now?
Yeah.
I was, and I was like,
Mad.
we gotta get rid of. You gotta sell that house. I was like, I ain't gonna know. I saw that thing and I said, hell no.
And
Because the
with
next
that,
day
I
I
was going to say, with that ghost story, which we will continue more in the future, we are live.
oh yeah oh yeah
Awesome stuff. No,
oh
we were all talking about experiences with the supernatural before we started there, so we've been sharing our stories. It's been quite interesting. And when we get, I've already said when we get to Halloween, we'll do a podcast where we discuss our stories and our experiences and things like that. That'll be fun, I think. It'll be very interesting. We'll recap everything we've spoke about as well and go over it again. It'd be interesting to hear what everybody else has had. If they believe or if they don't believe in that stuff, that's fine. But yes, welcome to another episode of the Midweek Mix-Up on a Friday. Of course, catching up from Wednesday's
yes.
episode, we're back on a Friday instead. Welcome to everybody in chat. Awesome to see everybody there. Of course, if we go up and I'll quick shout out to Bailey Making Rent, Phantos, of course, Andrew Cullinane, Pong Soul, Stuffed Sean. Who else we got? RSJ Fan. Hello there, sir. I'm sure I'm missing Wallow Weasel. Hello. And everybody else, whether or not I can see you in chat yet or not, feel free to chat with our awesome people there. We have a great little panel here this evening, accompanied with the Game of the Hour Metal Hellsinger, which is absolutely awesome. Enjoy it. If you haven't played it, play it. But we will get into quite a bit of awesome news, actually, outside of the Halo stuff, which we'll get into, cover off relatively quickly. We've had a lot of game shows this week, and we'll cover off some of the awesome announcements and our thoughts on it and games we've been playing. But before we get into any of that, let's introduce our awesome panel. First and foremost, of course, Mr. Crazy Louie. How are you doing today, sir? What you been up to? What you been playing?
Oh man, what have I been up to? Well, I've been just chilling and just happy, hanging around with everybody, And oh man, what I've been playing? I actually went a little bit retro this week. I said, let me play some Super Mario RPG. I haven't played it, like never beaten the game and everything. I said, let me go jump into that. And yeah, I had a little bit of fun. Super Mario pretty awesome game. Can't wait to beat it. And yeah, just decided to go retro. But everything good. I'm happy to be here today. We were talking ghost stories and we were live. Oh dear Lord! So ghost story.
It's all good. It's all good. No, it's like I say, it's very interesting, but I'm definitely interested in doing a little kind of mini podcast on that near Halloween, and we'll play some scary games or horror games or something, and do a show based on random things like
Phasmophobia.
that. It'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Ooh, you
Um,
know.
but yes, next up,
Speaking of horror, I gotta beat
Patchu.
Resident Evil 2. Yeah.
Patchu, what you been up to,
Mm.
brother? What you been playing?
Um, but I've been playing Battlefield 2042, guys. It's been pretty hooked to the game actually. It's
Yeah,
so much fun. Yeah, some crazy stuff. You guys probably saw it on Twitter, just posting some things. Yeah, it's really nice. Of course, also been. I did some Saints Row, the game that I recently won.
yeah,
Really funny. The text, what they are saying, the story and that kind of stuff it's actually pretty fun though. You got some crazy outfits as well. Um, so yeah, it's kind of hilarious. And I played a little bit of Metal Hell Singer demo. Couldn't quite get into it, but I'm gonna give it another try. So we need to get those settings good. And yeah, nothing much, man. Just
awesome.
work and
Work and
chilling.
Battlefield.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. No, to be fair, obviously I've played a little bit of Battlefield with you as well recently, and again
Ooh.
the other night when And after that, you've been killing people with vehicles and blowing people out of the sky. But that tank shot the other night was insane.
Yep. It
Oh
was.
my god.
That was epic.
Yeah, that was so good, man. I'm so happy I caught that on my stream.
Yeah.
Just your reaction, that's oh my god,
It was just,
priceless.
it's once you get used to like the trailing shots, you kind of guess where they're going to be, and you're just like, right, okay. And then I just took the shot, and boom! I was like, no, where did that hit? I was like, yes. Epic.
nice.
But you do, and when you're playing with friends, you have those moments. But I think, and that's why I love Battlefield. I think Battlefield, when it's with friends, is awesome.
Yeah.
Much better than when you're playing solo. I think playing solo, I play like 1-2 rounds and then I stop. But when I'm playing with a group of friends, I can just play all night long and I'm having fun. So you've got to do that more.
Yeah.
100%. Last but not least, Jenner LC. How are you doing today, sir? What you been up to? What you been playing?
I'm doing good. I've been playing Destiny mostly. A few other games as well. Popped back on Skyrim for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm proper addicted to Destiny 2 at the moment, and I haven't even bought any of like the recent content. I'm just going through all the free to play stuff. That gameplay loop is just, it's just perfect. Destiny has you, it has you for a while, and I think it's gonna have me for a while because
That's
I remember being so addicted to the first game, I nearly put 2,000 hours into that game, and I can see that happening with Destiny 2. Because the gameplay loop is just so fun and addicting. So yes, that's where I am with that at the moment. Likely going to pick up the DLC for that pretty soon, but I'm going to try and get that at a low price rather than pay full price. So
that's why I stay away from that game, because if I get hooked up on it again, I know I'm not playing anything else because I have a big backlog thanks to that game. I mean, that was like the game I played the most in last generation, literally.
You see, the thing is, I want something like that, and Destiny 1 was like that for me until they got rid of all your stuff when you made the move to Destiny 2. So that disappointed me, and that put me off of continuing Destiny 2.
Yeah.
We all know how Halo is at the moment, so I finally thought now's the time to get back into Destiny 2, and I think I'm going to stick with it.
Yep. And I'm scared of that. I'm scared of jumping back into it.
It's so fun though. I really enjoy it.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, it's so I jumped on Destiny a little bit with you the other night as well. It's been so long since I've played it, and it was a half tempting looking at some of the armor to get some armor for my Titan, but I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again.
You sent me some screenshots of cool armor that you wanted to get.
Yeah. I'm not doing this again. I've got some awesome games coming up. I'm going to play them. I'm going to ignore this. I'm not doing it again. I have installed it though, just in case I jump in with Jen for any strikes or anything like that. But I'm not going to be investing more money into it. Put it that way.
Yeah, I've been playing that with Tony, who usually hangs around in my Twitch chat. He's a good lad he is. A lot of fun playing with Tony.
Yeah, 100%. No, I'm for me, as you can probably imagine, since Metal Hellsinger come out, that's pretty much all I've played. I haven't managed to play much of it, but that's what I'm playing at the minute. Absolutely love the game as well. Love the music. I wouldn't say I'm just a metalhead because I love all kinds of music, but I love metal. And the metal that they've got in this game is insane. And again, like I said, just because they've also made it bespoke for the game with some huge guys from like Trivium and System of a Down and everything like that. It's just insane what they've managed to do with all these artists and create like a Doom rhythm shooter that just gets better the more you play it. Yeah, it's awesome. So much content and unbelievably, like, overwhelmingly positive crowd response as well from everybody who's played it. So it's great to see, and I'm looking forward to finishing it and then playing it again, and then seeing what everybody's leaderboard scores are, and then beating them. But nah, it's awesome. But also downloaded Ninokuni because I haven't played that game before. It's obviously it's an older Japanese series. A lot of us haven't played a load of Japanese games, or at least JRPGs, but that's one of them that caught my eye from TGS that I haven't played before, so I'm looking forward to getting into that. But we'll be talking about TGS, we'll be talking about Sony State of Play, Nintendo Direct, and of course the 343 stuff as well. We'll get the 343 stuff out of the way of first and foremost. We'll get the negatives done, and then we'll go straight on to the positives, of which there was a lot this last week. Lots of awesome game announcements, lots of awesome games, lots of awesome news. But of course, we have to start with some of the negatives. Of course, this week we had the news that Bonnie Ross, which was the studio head at 343, has left. So she's, due to family issues, decided to leave earlier. Essentially, as of immediate effect, Bonnie Ross has left. We've had I've forgotten the guy's name, but the guy that was in charge of essentially getting Master Chief Collection back up and running and on track to where it is today is now in charge of the studio going forward.
I think his name's Pierre Heinz.
Heinz,
like
that's the one, yeah. Yeah, good one. So he's in charge now. So in my mind, that's actually a good move. What they've managed to do with the Master Chief Collection, which started off pretty bad. There was a lot of issues with the Master Chief Collection and its direction and what it actually had in it. But if you went onto it now, it's literally got everything like almost perfect. It is the perfect representation of what Halo Master Chief Collection should be. All the maps.
And they're still bringing content to that game,
into it, yeah. It's got everything you could possibly want in a collection for Master Chief, so they've done an awesome job on turning it around and adding so much content to it. So if there's anybody that's going to kind of resolve an issue, I think Pierre Heinz is probably going to be the best guy to do that at the moment. So fingers crossed. But Jen, what do you make of the news kind of overall? Bonnie Ross leaving and Pierre taking over?
The reason she gives is obviously a sad reason. It's family medical issues. Never a good way to leave a company.
Yeah.
But I feel as a fan, it's kind of been a long time coming. I know people say that they shouldn't put the full blame onto Bonnie Ross, but she was the leader of 343 Industries, so most people are going to look at the leadership and say things need to change. She hasn't pushed much change into the situation with Infinite, and some of the situations before Infinite with Halo 5. Halo 5 did launch with lack of content, not as much as Halo Infinite, but it's the same thing. Under that leadership, Halo has not been in the best space it could have been.
Yeah.
With it being the flagship title of Halo and on the box of every single Xbox Series X that was sold at launch, that's the face of Xbox. It's disappointing to see the face of Xbox failing.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I'm sad to see that she's gone due to family issues, but at the same time, it needed to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you say, it's the perfect imbalance or balance, however you want to put it across. It's sad to see that it has that it came down to family issues, which is why she was leaving. But it's also to say, and it probably, I would imagine the decision would probably be made easier with the way the fans have been reacting and been going on about Halo Infinite.
I will give her props though. She has kept Halo alive. She has kept people wanting more Halo.
Yeah.
And that's all we want as Halo fans.
Well, she's been there a very long time, and sometimes it is good at that point, even if you are the original creator of something, to step back, because sometimes your ideas, like you need fresh ideas in these circumstances.
Yeah, 100%. And
sometimes being around too long can give you just a clouded judgment.
And she's being replaced by 3 people in total that are basically taking different aspects of her role.
Which tells you how much she had to do.
I can see that she had a lot on her plate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, 10 years of that, you think that maybe she would have approached Phil and said, I need more help here. are
Yeah.
not getting enough help or assistance inside at 343. Something needs to change. Maybe she did, and maybe it was ignored. We don't know. Obviously, we're not there at 343 Industries. We don't see what goes on behind the scenes. So, yeah, it's been 10 years of problems. Maybe she needed this kind of assistance a long time ago. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that she had to leave, and then these roles are separated and given to different people. I think one of them's handling the business side of 343s. I think Pierre is the one that's leading the main.
Yeah, he's actually
the main
leading the
game
studio
itself.
now. Yeah.
So I don't know about what's going to happen with Master Chief Collection after this. Personally, I think it's time for Master Chief Collection
I think it's
to
done
have
now.
its support ended.
Yeah.
It's time to put
As long as the
resources
servers
into
remain
Infinite.
stable. Yeah, as long as the servers remain stable, that game's got as much content as it needs. Like,
Yeah, because they've got a lot of creative people in that small little team that they've got making content for Master Chief Collection. Put those on Infinite.
Exactly.
Hopefully, within the next 3 or 4 months, we start getting more content
Yeah.
coming. Maps, remakes of maps. The Master Chief Collection team seem to be getting things done a lot faster.
yeah.
Obviously, the Slipspace engine is a problem, and we also had the news that the lead of the Slipspace engine left as well.
Yes.
I think it was Jez Corden that broke the article on that, if I'm
It
correct.
was Iron Lords actually, and Jez.
Oh, was it Iron Lords?
Jez quoted them, yeah.
Jez reported on it, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it was Iron Lords that broke that news. That's also disappointing. Maybe that speaks in volumes on how bad the engine is itself. But hopefully someone can come in and fix that.
Well, you see, it depends.
I don't
It depends on
think
whether
things
or not
can get
the.
much worse.
Yeah, I was going to say it depends on whether or not the engine, because the engine originally was built with Halo 4 and 5 in mind, which were very linear experiences, and then it was of course for Infinite, it was then they spent a lot of money on the engine to improve it, in order for it to do this more open world kind of vision that they had for Halo, and I think that's probably one of the things that he thought. He's like, I don't know what else to do with this engine to make it better. Like,
Yeah. Hopefully someone knows how to fix it and they hire someone that can fix it. But
yeah,
if it's a core problem, maybe the tire engine needs to be overhauled completely, which could set Halo Infinite back further.
hmm
But I guess we'll find out. I mean, it honestly can't get much more worse than it is content-wise. So I think the best bet for them now is to just take as much time as possible and maybe soft relaunch Halo Infinite's multiplayer in the future.
yeah,
Give it a big hype build up closer to time. Be more open with showing things off to the fans, even if it's work in progress stuff. Just feed the fans and show them stuff is coming. It's just going to take time. People don't like to hear it's going to take time without being shown the reasons why. So show them all of the stuff that you have that's work in progress, and then the fans will sit down and be a little bit more patient with you.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
And
some
make
of
it
the
more-
fans will, not the over the top fans out there that throw hate and swear at the developers, because that doesn't lead to anything.
No, exactly.
and make it mobile for General C.
Louis, what do you think of the news?
What do I think? That news. I mean, I'm really saddened about her that she had to leave. But yeah, but if it's a medical issue, wish her the best. But the thing is, I know that it's gonna take time. It's not gonna be that simple. I mean, look at us. I mean, before we I think, what's it? No. Like right now during the show, Patrick was talking about Battlefield 2042, right?
Yeah,
And when did the game come out? Was it last year? I think it was last year it came out, right? Yeah.
In September last year or
Yeah,
November.
something, like November, something like that.
It has so much issues. I mean, and nobody was like playing it as much. But then all of a sudden, everything. I see people jumping on it, and it looked a lot better, and I was like, let me give it a shot. And I played it with you guys, and I've been playing it for the last 2 or 3 days. I was like, this is pretty amazing. It has changed. It's been, but it took them a long time. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
it
it's
did.
almost like a year since it came out. To fix, and it still needs some fixing though. But hey, at least it's fun and it's playable. And will Halo get to that point? Yes, it will get to that point too. But it's gonna take them a long time because I mean they gotta restructure, they gotta reorganize, and they gotta have like a little plan of attack.
Mm.
And with these live service games, it's always like that. They usually start kind of slow,
Yeah.
and then they start getting into a rhythm, and that rhythm it gets good, and then at one point, I mean, we're not gonna like a season at one point. We're gonna be
Mm.
like, oh, this season, I don't like it. I'm not gonna play it. We'll wait for next season. But yeah, we're gonna get to that point, and I just can't wait till it happens. And they like,
I
I
will
guess,
say that
yeah,
one thing that does get on my nerves a lot about 343
yeah,
is the fact that every week they can push new stuff in the store,
hmm
but they can't push new content in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like yesterday, they announced bunny ears are coming to the game. Okay, why? For a start, why are bunny ears more important than maps?
Yeah.
Why are cat ears more important than game modes?
Hmm.
That's the stuff that pushes me to a point where I can't be asked with Halo Infinite
Yeah.
anymore at the moment.
yeah.
Whether that will change in the future when more content has come to the game, I personally don't know. At this point, I've just had enough. That's why I've gone back to Destiny 2. So,
Like I
fingers
said,
crossed.
it's gonna take them a while, probably like a year,
Mm.
year and a half. I mean, in
Yeah.
December 8th, we're gonna have a year to it, and these live service games take a while to
Yeah,
grab
yeah, I
that rhythm.
fully get
I
that.
mean,
And personally, at this point, they can take however long they want with it. It's not like I haven't got games to play. I've
Yeah.
got Metal Hellsinger installed. I've got Destiny content that I've got to go through. The new content for that comes out in February. So there's plenty of games that I've
Yeah.
got to play between now and when Halo gets to the point where it's a
Playable.
lot better
Yeah.
for the
yeah,
fans.
yep. And once that happens, man, we're gonna be back there. We're gonna be jumping around, shooting everything, and having a blast. That's what I say.
I'll never say I'm done with Halo completely because I'm a Halo fan. I've been there since the original 2 Halo games. They were one of the reasons why I got into gaming hardcore, and now I'm a gamer because
I
of those
just
games.
I just have one little complaint on the Halo thing, and that they should have you select matches. That's the only little complaint I have, and I hope that they can do it right away. If they do that for me, I'm all happy. I mean, I will jump, you know, and just play Slayer because I'm tired of grabbing the thing, put it in the seat. What is it? Seat in the box thing. The whole capture the flag. Yeah, capture the flag is cool, but I want to play Slayer. Just Slayer. Just focus on this.
Yeah.
There's so many game
Yeah.
modes that are missing
Yeah.
from Infinite, and Infection, one of them. Infection's one of the most popular game modes in Halo, and it's been a staple of Halo since Halo 3. I mean, even before that, people in Halo 2 would make their own rules up for Infection. You had
Yeah.
there was an honor system. You were on the survivors team, and one player would be selected to be the zombie. And then if that person killed you, you were obligated to change team as of the honor system, or you'd get kicked out of the match because people weren't tolerating that type of stuff. And then from there, that's where the infection mode came from. And it's been a staple of Halo since Halo 3 as its own game mode. And we still haven't got that in the game. Whether they'll bring that into it, maybe for Halloween, if they've got a Halloween event planned, fingers crossed. But it should have been in Halo Infinite close to launch.
Didn't it have like a dodgeball mode? That was another.
Yeah,
one
they
that
had
was really fun.
Griff Ball. There was the bomb in the middle, and you had energy swords and gravity hammers, and you'd be fighting to plant that bomb to score a point. Where's that game mode gone? That was a very popular game mode that people really enjoyed.
I agree. Pat, what's your thoughts on the whole changeover at 343? Do you think it's for the best?
Yeah, first of all, I want to wish her, of course, the best of luck, and with this thing, like, just I don't know if it's already like been playing for a long time, but just coming out of nowhere, I think it's pretty a shock to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you like get like fresh minds to a game, maybe they can change something. But
Yeah.
like Louis said, probably it's gonna take a while, and maybe that's also good. You know, like give it a like maybe a good year. Let them see what they can do, make it better. Like Jen said, bring maybe some old game modes back, popular game modes, of course. And I think one of the things that I also like to see is what Louis said. Just give the game selection mode a try. You know, like sometimes when you jump on Halo, you get like game modes that you don't really like,
Yeah.
and like Louis said, you more want to play Slayer or something else. You know, so yeah, I think with this new like organization, what they gonna have now, maybe they have a good chance of changing things. And but yeah, it's yeah, we're gonna see. They have a lot of things to do, so
I think to
I
go
mean,
alongside all these changes, 343 needs a rebranding as well.
Yeah.
oh,
because
And-
I mean, when I go back, like you know, and like I said, mentioned these live service games. I remember Destiny when Taken King came out. That's for me. That's what brought me back to Destiny.
Mhm.
And not only that, what other game was it? I think it was Fortnite. Fortnite started kind of slow, and then just started to get rhythm into it. And PUBG. Oh man, look how long PUBG took to fix. I mean, Pat, you know that for a fact that PUBG, like, it was this year that it got better.
yeah, I got the upgrade to 60 FPS. So, but you know, like the one thing that I really hate about PUBG is all the cosmetics and stuff.
Yeah.
Because back in the days you had PUBG, you know, was like a really it was the first battle royale game, you know, and it was so good, you know, like it looked different, it plays different. And now what you see people walking around in freaking pink skirts and freaking, I don't know, weird helmets. And nah, man, it's leave that in PUBG Mobile, you know,
Yeah.
and not on a
Yeah,
on a console game. It's
It's chasing that
ridiculous.
Fortnite trend. That's what it is. And
Yeah, exactly, and
we're
that's
seeing it
what
in Halo
they,
Infinite now.
yeah, and that's what they don't need it to do. You know, like they destroyed my all-time favorite game. I didn't play it for the last few weeks or months or something. So now I'm not gonna jump back into PUBG anymore
Yeah.
That's
because
good.
they destroyed it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, you've got Battlefield now, which is cool, and everyone's enjoying it. So
Yeah, man, I'm enjoying that. Heck yeah.
Can't wait to jump back in there again, man. It was a lot of fun with you guys. Oh man, that shit fight. Oh, that was. Oh,
Yeah,
that was just
it was nice.
yeah.
100%. But let's move on to bigger and brighter topics. Much nicer. We've had a lot
Before
of
we
game
do that,
shows.
I
Go
do
on.
wish Bonnie the best, and I hope
100%.
that she does get back into the gaming industry and comes back stronger than ever.
Yeah. Yeah. And
No.
obviously, naturally, she just needs the time away, specifically if it's family issues and family sickness and things. So, it's obviously a lot on her plate, or had a lot on her plate previously, but fingers crossed that all resolves itself in a good way. And of course, she can get back into the industry in the future, wherever that may be. Good luck to her. But yes, some bigger and brighter news, happier news. We had a lot of game shows this week, which was awesome. Even more announcements, loads of new games. It started off the week with two back-to-back shows, essentially. So we had the Nintendo Direct, which absolutely knocked it out the park as far as Nintendo Directs go. Loads of awesome announcements. We had that followed up by State of Play by Sony, and to be honest, we weren't really expecting much, and they ended up with a really good showcase. So hats off to Sony. And then finished that off with an awesome TGS from Xbox, with loads of awesome new Japanese titles announced for Xbox coming forwards, both older titles from series coming onto the console and into Gamepass straight away, and future iterations of those of the series of those games coming into the show as well. But we'll start off with the Nintendo Direct. And there was a lot of games announced there, of course, and I'll just rattle through some of them first and foremost whilst we're here. So, of course, the biggest ones, of course, they ended the show with the new Zelda Breath of the Wild. So it was, of course, it's not even called Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's called Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is probably why they chose to delay the UK stream of the showcase to a later time. I don't know, obviously most of us don't really care that much in the UK about what's been going on, but hey ho. They decided to delay that till a later time, but of course we could watch every other stream, the Japanese version, the US version, everything was streaming normal time apart from the UK one. So we still managed to catch it, but yes, Zelda will be coming out on the 12th of May 2023. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was announced, of course. Another awesome one, which I think General C will like, and that is Pikmin 4 was announced.
If I had a Switch, then I'd be interested.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in getting
Yeah.
a Switch.
After playing that that game that you played the other day, I thought as soon as Tinykin, as soon as you played that, I thought you'd love this. So
Maybe if it comes to PC,
yeah,
who knows?
yeah.
But Pikmin 4 is not coming to the console.
No.
Oh, Pikmin.
Yeah.
Pikmin.
Another one that was announced that a lot of people didn't expect was a new entry into the Fire Emblem series, and that was Fire Emblem Engage, which is again a strategy-based game, and that one is also coming out. And then, of course, of the new announcements, Octopath Traveler 2 was announced, and this is a strange one, which we will get into as well. So Octopath Traveler 2, which is announced coming out on Switch, PC, and PlayStation. Not Xbox, even though the first is on Xbox, PC, and Switch. The first isn't on PlayStation, but it is on Xbox. But now the second one's going to be on PlayStation, but not on Xbox. I don't get it, but whatever.
Yeah, it's so weird. So weird.
So that was announced. So it was good if you loved Octopath Traveler 2. This is a brand new story, brand new characters. So you'll enjoy another one in that universe. Of course, 8 individual characters to play as, 8 completely different stories. Massive game. It's around about kind of 100 odd hours if you play it all the way through with all the different characters. So it's a huge JRPG, beautiful looking game. So awesome announcement all around for that one. Other than that, they also announced a load of different ports. So of course, and this is something that needed cleared up, but I think they did in the end. So of course, James Bond 64, the classic James Bond, is coming to Nintendo Switch, and it's also coming to the Xbox consoles via Gamepass. After further clarification, of course, so the Nintendo N64 Classic will be multiplayer. However, it uses Nintendo's proprietary split-screen online function, so it's actually using an online/LAN thing, so it essentially mimics split screen, even though it's in a different area.
A bit like Steam. What do they call it? Remote play, is it? I think
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah, it's a bit like that.
Where you can play split screen with someone over basically the other side of the world.
Yeah. So essentially, it isn't technically multiplayer. It's Nintendo's weird version of it. And after further clarification, the Switch version is the original game. It is just a port. The one that's coming out for Xbox is an actual remastered version of the game, and it's an entirely different game altogether. Which is why it's 4K 60 with all the bells and whistles and things on top. It's actually a completely different version of James Bond that was on the N64. So they're 2 entirely different games. Of course, so GoldenEye is returning to both platforms, but they are not the same game. They have, of course, the same content, but they've been reworked in a different way. One is simply a port of the original. The other one has been remastered for the Series X consoles. Yes, good news. Obviously, that'll be going into Nintendo's online. Yeah,
you missed one game on the Nintendo.
Oh no, go on.
And that's just because I'm in it. SpongeBob.
Hat trick.
Yeah, man. I like seriously. I just watched it when I came home today
Yeah,
because I saw okay Nintendo Direct. Okay, I need to see what's up with that.
yeah,
Of course, you had like the games you said. You have some really nice games on it.
yeah,
It's not the type of games that interested me. So,
yeah,
but man, I saw SpongeBob. I was like, what? That looks really nice, you know. So it's I don't know for what it is. Maybe because I'm in it, you know.
yeah.
That's,
Oh,
that's the first thing
SpongeBob.
I thought. No. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
but
awesome.
yeah, it's but they had some really nice titles in there.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. They've got a few classics coming back as well. So the GameCube classic Harvest Moon of Wonderful Life is coming to Switch next year as well. But the name was changed due to rights issues, so it's now called Story of Seasons.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
wait,
funny you say that because Tamara plays that on the Xbox. Story
Ah,
of Seasons.
yeah.
Oh.
So
So wait, that game was Harvest Moon?
Harvest Moon, A Wonderful
Yes.
Life, it's been renamed to Story of
Because
Seasons.
I was talking about that. They was saying, you know, they need to bring back Harvest Moon. It's been a long time since I heard about Harvest Moon, and look, I nailed it.
Yeah. Another one that they're bringing back, of course, as well, is another one from the GameCube era, and it's a JRPG called Tales of Symphonia, which is also coming to the Switch and other consoles in 2023.
That sounds very familiar.
Yes.
So I
So,
might have played that on the GameCube.
I think I did as well. Another one is Kirby. Kirby gets a new look with a Return to
Yes.
Dreamland Deluxe. Coming in February. We're part of the Pink Ball's 30th anniversary. So Kirby's 30th anniversary of Kirby, Jesus Christ. Which is
Good
next year as well.
Lord.
30 years
Wait,
of Kirby.
Good.
30 years? Damn, we were
30.
old.
We're old.
Are they going to do
Oh,
NFTs?
Lord.
Yep. No,
What?
thankfully not.
Are they going to do NFTs for it?
This is Nintendo, not Sega.
Never say never.
What?
They also have, from the Wii era coming back, is a survival horror title, Project Zero Mask of Lunar Eclipse, which will arrive on the Switch in early 2023. So yes, there's a lot. Of course, other than that, they also have the announcement that they will bring a lot of indies across. So Tunic is going across to the Switch as well on September 27th. You've also got the announcement, of course, that Final Fantasy Crisis Core will be coming to the Switch on December 13th. It Takes Two makes its eventual move over to the Nintendo Switch. If anybody on Nintendo hasn't played It Takes Two on any other platform, you need to play it. So please play It Takes Two when you do it. It's an awesome game. You will thoroughly enjoy it from start to finish.
Highly recommend it.
Couldn't
Such a
recommend
good
it
game.
any more than we have. We've ranted and raved about that game since we played it. Will forever be one of my all-time favorite games. That comes November 4th. It says, with a rather neat mechanic where two Switches can share a copy for local play, which is awesome. So if you've got you've got two Switches, you only need one copy of the game to play it on both, which is good. Switch is also getting Resident Evil Village, albeit with a catch. The Switch's hardware is evidently not up to scratch, so of course it is going to be the cloud version of Resident Evil Village. There's also an upside to that, though. They're also getting cloud versions of Resident Evil 2, 3 Remake, and Biohazard later this year. So that is the wrap-up. Of course, they didn't show off Metroid Prime or anything like that. So, what are you guys overall? Jen, what do you make of Nintendo's bow into the
I can't
arena
lie,
this
I
year?
didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not really bothered about Nintendo, so it's like the only platform I don't really care about. The only game I do care about on it is Pokemon. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to invest in one system for one game.
Yeah, that's
Why
fair.
not?
Agree.
That's fair.
Pokemon's cool.
I can't see that as a good investment. If I'm going to get into a platform, I want it for multiple games, not just one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not just one game because then
Nothing
it's
else
a waste of
Nintendo
money.
catches my attention.
You-
I've
you-
never really been into Mario. Never really been into Metroid. I've never really been into Zelda. I've tried all those games. Not for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
I can
enough.
see why that people are, like those games, but they're just not for me.
Yep.
Mm.
Louis, what about yourself? What did you make of that Nintendo Direct?
I actually enjoyed it. It was really good. I mean, I was really amazed. It was a pretty good show, especially how it ended with Zelda coming back. I mean, I played the heck out of the Breath of the Wild Zelda. It was a lot of fun. I'm really happy about it, and also that, hey, the James Bond announcement. I mean, that's something that I wasn't waiting for that. I thought it was gonna happen like in the Xbox show, but it happened.
I've
And
been
when,
waiting for that since June. When
oh
they, like,
Lord,
leaked it.
no, no, I've been waiting for that for years because I mean it's something. I mean you can put any game out there. I always say this. You can put any game out there, but just 007 GoldenEye has a story with a lot of people. I mean, I have my story that I used to go to my friend's house and play GoldenEye. We played it for hours just doing stupid stuff, and basically that's what it was. And when I heard that game was coming, I mean, saw that. I heard it when I saw that. I was like, oh my god. Literally, it's like all those memories going back to me. But what really saddened me is that it doesn't have online. But okay, oh wait, I hope that comes up. But yeah, other than that, the show freaking fantastic. Everything I saw was really amazing. Fire Emblem coming out for people who love Fire Emblem, and the Kirby, man, 30th anniversary. Dear Lord, I feel old now. When you said that.
Definitely. Like I say, when I'm judging each show, I'm judging it based on what content they're bringing for
Yeah.
their own fans. And in terms of a Nintendo showcase, I think they knocked it out of the park. There was a lot of big announcements, a lot of awesome games. Of course, there was a few missed out. Like we get with every showcase, you hope to see the next Metroid. You hope to see the next iteration of your favorite thing. Maybe it's a new Mario or something like that. But of course, what they did show was a lot of awesome stuff. So 4 brand new big titles, some awesome ports of some of the titles we've got on the big consoles, and some indie titles as well. So I think overall, really impressive show. Pat, what did you make of what you saw as well?
Yeah, like I said before, they had some really nice titles. There are titles that don't interesting me, you know.
Yeah.
So, but like overall, for the people that play a lot of on Nintendo, it looked pretty good for them.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's for sure. I'm pretty surprised. Like, when came Tunic out on Xbox this year, right?
Was it this year? Was it last year? It was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was this
Beginning of
year,
this year.
Yeah, it was this year. But I'm pretty surprised that Tunic just is when it's coming out on next year on the Switch.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like February or something.
Yeah. So I'm surprised it's gonna take a long time for coming out on the Switch. Actually,
It's a
But-
single developer though. It's
yeah,
just one man, so
okay.
it'll just be him trying to port it and make sure it works. And of course, it's like porting a console game to a mobile, because of course the Switch is literally mobile hardware, like really old mobile hardware as
Yeah.
well. It's not even new. It's like 7-year-old. So
When anyone says mobile games,
Yeah.
shivers down my
Yeah,
spine.
you get
Yeah.
killed.
yeah.
Mobile
Speaking
games are
of
the
which,
best.
actually,
I'm-
I was going to say, speaking of which, Pat, Jen, in the Nintendo, before they mentioned Pikmin, there was a mobile Pikmin app that he did speak about before they announced Pikmin
Yeah,
4.
and you also saw it. The gameplay of it's like Pokemon,
Yeah.
but done with flowers. Come on, man.
Yeah. But
I
it's obvious.
left,
I was going to say it's obvious that all of them are trying to get into the mobile space as well. Obviously, it's a big avenue. There is a lot of users on phone, so they're going to be trying to get into that. So, from a business sense, of course, it makes sense. But from from us, we don't play on phones,
Yeah,
so we
for me,
don't care.
no.
Mobile games are not for me
No.
until like it gets, I guess, to a point where it is for me, which is years off in my opinion.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
things change drastically over the next few years, and
It needs to
mobile
be
games are, like, the best
essentially. It
games
needs.
ever.
I was going to say it needs to be to the point where there are games releasing on mobile at AAA standard, essentially with 0 microtransactions, and That's an
And I
issue they
don't
need
see
to
that.
get past. As soon as they get rid of that requirement for microtransactions on a mobile game, which some of the older Final Fantasies did, you used to be able to just buy the old Final Fantasies ported to the mobile in like for like £10 or £15 or something. You would get the original Final Fantasy on your phone, like in its full glory. But that was just a singular game, so I own all of the Final Fantasies on mobile as well. For usually when I'm
Wow.
traveling. But when you're talking about things like Call of Duty Warzone on mobile or PUBG on mobile or anything like that, like they're filled to the brim with microtransactions that are like shoved in your face.
Oh yeah,
Oh Lord.
that's crazy. That's crazy. If you see PUBG Mobile, oh my god,
Yeah, it's,
you got like when you start up the game and you get into the menu, you get like maybe 20 advertising stuff like get this and get this. And, man, come on, it's crazy.
yeah, it's insane, and that's I think
That's the point where I'll be like, no, uninstall.
yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
much what it
yeah.
is. But it's also like PUBG Mobile and Call of Duty Mobile are like the easiest games ever because everyone's unbelievably terrible on that. So when you play it, you're like killing people straight away, and
I
like
think you can pair a controller to it as well. So you pair a controller to it, you dominate everyone.
yeah,
No, that doesn't work. No, that doesn't work.
No, I swear they added controller support. Or did they take that away?
Yeah, they take that away. I played it in the beginning with a controller, and after a while they blocked that, so you couldn't do it anymore with a controller.
Why are people complaining and be like, "Hey, this guy's kicking my butt." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. But awesome. That pretty much wraps up the Nintendo Direct. So it's a good start of the week. Straight after that, of course, we had the awesome State of Play as well, with a lot of good news again. Finished off brilliantly with the awesome new trailer for God of War, Ragnarok,
War.
which looks phenomenal.
That is one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
looks absolutely phenomenal. But we'll kind of go through what they announced. So of course, God of War Ragnarok's story trailer, which was essentially the ending to that showcase, it looked absolutely phenomenal. But again, we expect no less. I was debating on whether or not to buy it on PS4 because I haven't got a PS5 yet, and of course with the price increase on the PS5, it's going to be a while till I pick one up. But I'm definitely planning on getting one at some point. However, now I'm thinking about getting God of War Ragnarok on the PS4 Pro. It's going to be a jet engine, but it is getting towards winter, so I'm going to need some heating anyway. So at least I don't have to pay for the gas and electric in the house. I can just turn on the
a good point.
PlayStation and heat the house up.
Might be time to dust off the LPS4 again.
Yeah, free
Use it
heating
as a
for
foot
everybody.
warmer for up in here.
I'll heat the neighborhood up. Anyone
Everyone
want any
gathering
free heat?
around the PS4, rubbing their hands together, like, oh, so warm.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, it looks. Let's. I think everybody here can admit, God of War Ragnarok looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm really looking forward to the release as well in November. So great stuff. We got another announcement, of course, for every platform, or at least Xbox and PlayStation and PC. And that is, of course, Tekken 8 was announced. So for big fighter fans, the announcement of Tekken 8, of course, that's Sony's State of Play. Great to see Tekken returning. It has been a while. It's been a good, I think, maybe 4 or 5 years and since Tekken 7 was out. So it's been a while since I've had one. The last one was really
I'll wait
good as
for
well.
Mortal Kombat 12.
Yeah, last one was really great as well. But that also looked very impressive. That's coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam. But no release date as yet. JRPG fans, you've got quite a few things coming up here. They announced Like a Dragon Ishin, which is a samurai-themed game from the makers of Yakuza. And that is coming to Xbox Series X and S, as well as the PS5 and the PS4. It is obviously from the makers of the Yakuza series, and that is in February 2023. So that'll be awesome. Let's skip past that as well. They also got another new game called Rise of the Ronin, which is a Team Ninja made action RPG set in Japan. And now this isn't.
Really nice.
This is not, and they've made it where it is not a Souls-like game. It is an action RPG. It's not a Souls-like game at all. It is more along the lines of a Ghost of Tsushima or an Assassin's Creed. So if anybody was
Yes.
interested in that, then that also looks absolutely phenomenal. The game, however, is releasing in 2024. And that is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, Rise of the Ronin. So that'll be absolutely awesome. If anybody's interested in even more Japanese awesomeness, Rise of the Ronin comes out in 2024 on PlayStation 5. PSVR. PSVR 2 is getting a Star Wars title and a fantasy board game. Okay. Strange mix there. So PlayStation... Star Wars... it's called Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition. Galaxy's Edge is also the name of Star Wars Land in Disney World. It's called Galaxy's Edge. So it's making me think it has some kind of link to Galaxy's Edge. But it's also... it's essentially, it's going to be, judging by the sound of it, it's going to be a little bit like, they're saying it's a fantasy-themed tabletop board game, Demio. So it'll sound a little bit like that as well. But Demio is also coming out for PSVR 2. Hogwarts Legacy will have PlayStation exclusive quests. Of course, PlayStation hate exclusivity, and they're scared of exclusivity. But they're going to have exclusives, so...
They're worried about all gamers around the world.
Yes.
But I don't understand why. Why is it gonna be a PlayStation exclusive quest? You know, like why is it not for both consoles? For
It's to try and pressure people into buying it for a platform. They're gonna miss out on content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why these deals exist, and I hate these types of deals on all platforms. It sucks that players of a game have to decide where they want to play the game if they want to experience all the content. It's not fun.
But it's really, I think it's pretty weird though. But yeah, that's my thought about it. I was like, because you guys talked about it in the private chat, of course. I think, and when I just watched the state of play back, I was like, but why an exclusive content for only PlayStation? This game comes out next year in February. Why can it not be like for both things? And I was thinking, okay, yeah, they, gonna do this because then people need to buy a PlayStation or PlayStation 5 or to get this content. It's, I don't know. It's stupid.
If you can find it, that's the question we all ask ourselves. Where can we find a PlayStation?
Yeah.
Exactly.
$1,000.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna kill myself for $1,000 PlayStation just to play a little DLC.
They've done this with so many games. I mean, they get Call of Duty content a year before any other platform, which sucks because by the time that content comes to the game, the next Call of Duty is already out and most people have moved on to it. So, it's like, okay, I don't care about that content now. The new COD's out, and they're doing the same thing with this.
Yeah, it's the same way they've got some special Ronin armor for PlayStation. That is, I think, like you said, about a year, and people don't get the armor on any of the platforms until a year later. But before we kind of go into that,
it's a bit different in this case because there is no COD next year. So
yep, so that's the only difference. So we will get it, and it will be relevant still.
Yeah, we get a rest. I'm happy we're actually gonna get a little rest with COD. That's good news.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the last announcements as well, it came from the same guys, of course, that did Yakuza. Was of course they are making an actual sequel to Like a Dragon, and that is obviously Yakuza 8 has been announced as in development. There wasn't really much else that they showed about that. Of course, we do get Like a Dragon Ishin in the meantime though, and everybody gets that next year in February. So you will have a Like a Dragon, you will have a Yakuza game next year, but the follow-on Yakuza 8 will actually be the following year, I do believe. So two awesome announcements there, but all in all, a good showing from PlayStation. Again, it was a little while in the making, but And a really great way to end it, of course, with Ragnarok, because Ragnarok looked tremendous. It looked every bit worth the time.
Beautiful.
Of course, we still don't know much about the future of Sony, as it were, and what they've got coming up next year or the year after. So this still leaves lots of questions, but it was a great show. For me personally, of course, Ragnarok was the great news, but it was also good for me to hear that Like a Dragon Ishin is coming out, because that looks really cool. Completely separate, looks a little bit more serious than Like a Dragon, where it's a very silly game, very silly, very strange. But Ishin looks a little bit more serious. So it looks like a good game. So I mean, I'm very excited for that as well. But Jen, first of all, to you, what did you make of that?
I'll give my personal opinion after I give my opinion just overall, like on it being aimed at all gamers.
Yeah.
For that, I say it was a good show, really good show, one of their strongest state of plays.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I thought it was a little bit average. There's a lot of games here that didn't appeal for me, to me. Should I
Yes.
say. Not a fan of Tekken. Not a fan of Yakuza. Well, I haven't played many of the Yakuza games. I've played one, didn't go much on it. Never bothered with the other ones because of that. Maybe that's different in the later Yakuza games.
Yeah, Like a Dragon's awesome.
Maybe I'll try them out at a later point. But yeah, I thought it was a very average show. Most of the stuff, like I said, doesn't appeal to me. I did like the look of Rise of Ronin, though. That was something that did pique my interest.
Yeah.
God of War trailer, also amazing. One
Yeah.
of the best trailers I've ever seen for a video game. Just that part where Atreus shoots the arrow towards the sun,
Yes.
and then that like wolf transforms and then splits the sky was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
I like how
That
they've
looks
took
really
that out of the
trailer.
mythology as well, though, because of course in Ragnarok that is part of Ragnarok is the sky fall, essentially the sky split in half, and yeah.
Yeah, there was another game that I thought was it felt a bit janky. Pacific Drive. Did you not notice how that looked very janky in places?
Yeah. Yes.
It felt like that game plays very stiff, and it's going to be like an uncomfortable experience.
Yeah.
I didn't like the
Yeah.
look of that.
You had that moment in that trailer when it was driving in the forest. It looked so like, like really blocky, kind of. Yeah, it
It
looked
felt
really,
to
really
me
weird.
like that should have been a VR game because it looks so stiff and awkward.
I thought it was Evil Dead when I first saw this. Is this Evil Dead the driving game? No. Because it was like, oh, hell broke loose. I was like, what's going on? I saw. I was like, this looks crazy. But yeah, it looks
just
a little
looks very janky and outdated, like the gameplay. Hogwarts Legacy content. I hate deals like this, so I don't really care for that. I obviously am interested in that game though overall.
Yeah.
Just didn't really care for this exclusive content. I will say that one VR game with the miniatures.
Demio.
I guess it's more like Dungeons and Dragons-esque type game.
Yeah.
That looked pretty interesting, but I'm not really someone that's into VR.
Yeah.
I get motion sick.
And of course,
Motion
anybody
sick
who
just
has
traveling in
VR
the
right
car,
now
so-
and wants to play Demio, it is out on Steam and PlayStation. Steam and PC now. Anyway, if you want to play Demio, you can.
And the Star Wars Galaxy Edge thing looked fairly decent for VR players, but I'm not personally a VR player, so it's not something I'm ever going to play.
Yeah.
That's why personally I'd say it was, from my own opinion, a very average show, but as a round whole opinion to everyone, it was a great show.
Yeah. Awesome.
One of their strongest.
Awesome stuff. Louis, what about you, brother? What do you
Yes,
think?
sir. Oh man, Tekken 8. When I saw that Tekken, I got excited. I love Tekken.
Yes.
Woo. I was like, yes, a new Tekken game is coming. Oh, okay.
Mortal Kombat better.
What?
Street Fighter better.
Mortal Kombat better.
Metal Kombat better.
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat better.
Oh,
Finish
Mortal
him.
Kombat. It's different. It's different. But yeah, I like Tekken. Tekken using
Better.
Hwang is one of my favorite characters. But yeah, it's good. It's good. What else did I? Oh man, Shin. What is it called? Shin. Take it away, Shin. What's
Like a Dragon Ishin.
Like a Dragonetian. I was like, take it away, Shin. Why did I get take it away, Shin from? Yeah. But like a Dragonetian, I was like, wow, this is actually gonna be the first, from the Yakuza series that I'm gonna sit down and play. I found it really interesting. I was like, man, you got katanas, you got all this stuff, and me and swords. When I see a game with swords, oh, I fall in love with that. I love sword games, and that rise of Ronin. Oh my God, I saw that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's another game I'm really, really, really amused by. Oh, you know what was really good? The Prodigy, which is Stellar's Blade. I was like, wow, this looks interesting too. Stellar's Blade.
Yes.
I was like, damn, this looks really amazing. I mean, it looks kind of like Devil May Cry-ish.
Yeah.
It looks a lot of fun. And this one with the gear,
Steel Rising. Was it Steel Rising?
No, no. There was a one with gears, with the gear and they run around. I think it was Steinos, something like that. The name of it, Steinos. I forgot the name, but it was like a mobile suit Gundam, thing.
Ah,
but,
right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one looked great. I was like, this one looks like a really fun game too. And let me see what else. And yeah, let's finish it off with God of War. Oof, that trailer. I mean, literally, that was the best thing out of the whole. That just killed it, and I just loved how they put that trailer right there and how it ends. When you see Kratos throwing his axe against Thor's hammer. Oh man, I just got really excited about it. Such a good trailer, such well put.
Yeah.
Sin Duality, that's the game. Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you. There you go. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will say though, after seeing this new God of War Ragnarok trailer, I do think it's big contender for Game of the Year now, even with Elden Ring.
Could very well be. Like I say, the story for me, it was just that the story needed to do it justice, and what I've seen in the story trailer, it looks like it looks awesome. It looks like, and obviously I could be miles wrong, but judging by the story trailer, Kratos and Atreus go kind of separate ways at some section. Because Atreus wants Ragnarok to happen, and I don't know whether or not Kratos wants that to happen. It's a weird mix, but again, this is just based on the story trailer. And
who was the last? Oh, sorry about that.
No, go.
Who was the last boss you faced in God of War? You fought him like 3 or 4 times. Was it Odin? No.
Baldur.
No, Baldur, the stranger. Baldur, he's Odin's one of Odin's sons. Baldur.
Yeah, that's something they gotta fix though, because I mean I love the fights, but yeah, you repeatedly fought him like 5 or 6 times in that game. I was like,
Oh, well, yeah, because he was undying.
Baldur, the reborn, he can't die.
Yeah.
He was what?
He can die, but only in a specific way.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. To be fair, I loved it because them like even as set pieces, they were phenomenal to watch. It was so like intense.
And each one just got so much better after each fight. It elevated.
Yeah.
That
and I mean the character, and he's one of, in my opinion anyway. For me, I just loved Baldur's character. I loved the actor who played him. Absolutely perfect. He was such an interesting bad guy to play, because he knows that he can't die, but his stories also, like, you kind of feel for him, even though you shouldn't, because he literally can't feel pain, he can't feel love, he can't die. No matter what happens to him, he's forever there. He's stuck, and he hates it. So he wants to get into fights, and he wants to fight everybody because he can never die. And he just wants to be able to feel pain. So eventually when you get that, and you stick him with that arrow, and he's like, I can feel. And at that point, then he becomes vulnerable, and he can die. And then I think it's like a happy sorrow for him in the end, because eventually he dies, and essentially that's what he wanted. He wanted to be able to get hurt, and he wanted to be able to die. He was sick of being alive because he was immortal. But his mother did not like that. His mother hated that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what she does in Ragnarok, because she will have been pissed.
I think this is gonna be one of the best God of War series. I mean, just by looking at it, all those iconic characters, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I
insane.
just can't wait to see some of the other gods and the lesser gods.
Yeah, Tia.
in the-
I'm just looking
the
for
Norse
because
pantheon of
Tia's with you.
gods.
Tia fights with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do that and what he brings to it.
It looks like he's like imprisoned by Odin or something.
Yeah, the
'Cause he's
actual
chained
God
up,
of
right?
War.
And then Kratos lets him free, and he's like so bloody tall. It's like
Yeah, the actual God of War. Bring the actual God of War into God of War. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, but I don't know when I'll get a PlayStation. It'll be when they reduce the price again because I ain't paying the extra money.
yeah. I was gonna
It's
wait
kinda
up until
tough.
PlayStation 5, but I think now I'll just risk it and try and play it on PlayStation 4 Pro. Corey Barlog's been championing the fact that the team have done unbelievable work to get it looking beautiful and working beautifully on the previous gen. So I'll you know where it is. Corey's one of the very few people in the industry that I still thoroughly admire.
I have a lot of faith in Corey,
Yeah,
especially after him taking on God of War and watching that entire Raising Kratos
oh,
documentary.
phenomenal documentary that
You
as
could
well.
see
by
how
the way.
much he loved the story of God of War and making that world.
Yeah,
And what it meant to him, and like raising his own kid and all that as well.
yeah.
So the question is this gonna be the final God of War? That's it.
No.
Final God of War in the Norse mythology.
Yeah,
Where it goes after, nobody knows. But there has been hints.
yeah.
There's like been hints to Egypt and all that, Egyptian gods. So
It'll be interesting if they
I
go
can't
down
wait.
the same route again with this like highly cinematic like universe and the way they do the story and things. I think that is the way they need to do the next God of Wars because it's so intriguing and the stories they craft are absolutely phenomenal. Like a lot of people keep saying Naughty Dog are the kings of the story, but personally for me,
not
think-
anymore.
I
no.
think for me personally, Sony
Sony
Santa
Santa
Monica
Monica.
are above, head and shoulders
And
above.
Insomniac. I think
Yeah.
Insomniac and Santa Monica are PlayStation's big boys this
Yeah.
generation.
Are head and shoulders above them, personally. Head and shoulders. Like, I don't get us wrong, I like Uncharted and things, but the stories are always very cliche. They're very cliche stories, like a thief, like they're just thieves. They're essentially it's just Indiana Jones or Tomb Raider or stuff like. It's just redone with new characters, but like the new God of War, and the Insomniac and everybody, they create some phenomenal games. They are Sony Santa Monica and Insomniac are they gems in the top. I don't think Naughty Dog are quite up there yet, personally. But yeah, Pat, if you're there, brother, what did you make of what you saw in the Sony showcase? Is he there? Is he not there? I don't know.
But
Pat, you.
but you.
No.
Can you put anything in the chat? So
I was-
be right back.
He said 10 minutes
I'll
ago,
send-
but never mind. Never mind. We'll come back to him when he returns. But yes, any final thoughts on the Sony showcase? We'll lisp now. So
My final thoughts is, I just want the big showcase already. Give me the big showcase, the 90-minute showcase where you show some stuff.
Yes.
I'm sick of waiting. This just made me want a showcase like that even more.
yeah, 100%.
And put it on PC, please. Put it on PC.
I think it
Day
will.
and day.
I think it will.
I mean, day one, please. Stop with-
Pat,
I will say though, there's still idiots saying that God of War Ragnarok is a DLC. Just shut up. Just shut up.
no, it looks another level now. It's awesome. Pat, what did you make of
Yeah.
what you saw of Sony's showcase then?
Yeah, it was pretty surprising. You got some great titles in there. Again, a lot of the Japanese kind of games.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's I think that's what like PlayStation is really stands for. Also, you know, a lot of the Japanese kind of things.
yeah,
But I was pretty surprised by the Rise of Ronin because that looks really good.
yeah,
And like you said, it gives the vibe of like Assassin's Creed.
yeah.
The combat looked so good. So yeah, that was a surprise for me. I was that looks really interesting. Yeah, of course, Hogwarts Legacy, the exclusive quests. I just ask why, you know. But who knows? Maybe Xbox get another exclusive quest. You never know. You never know. And what I'm also like, between the trailers that they show, they announced the PlayStation Stars, like that you can like get exclusive things for your profile, I guess.
Yeah, like the
And-
rewards program.
NFTs.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty
And
much, they look like
the-
NFTs.
the first thing that I thought, it was like, it's basically the avatars that we have on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is a new thing for PlayStation, but again, it's pretty late when they come with this. But I think for them, you had some nice things that you can show, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I think they with the dashboard wise, I think they're making also quite some process in it. So, because I'm gonna check at my nephew. He recently bought a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
He's been playing Horizon Forbidden West,
Yes.
and yeah, he loves it. Like, he's always been a huge PlayStation fan. So yeah, sooner or later I'm gonna go to him and play a little bit with him,
Yeah.
because I've never seen that game like in real life. Only see it on YouTube gameplays and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, he loves it. So, and I think he also said that he's gonna buy the God of War, of course.
Yes.
So that's definitely a game I need to check out, because I've never seen that. So
Oh, you'd love it.
yeah,
If you're loving story games and like action games, like God of War is pretty much up there with their best title. I absolutely adore that game. So yeah, I'm
No,
looking forward to
no.
you playing
Yeah.
it and watching it and seeing it and things in action, because I think you'd love it.
yeah, the trailer looked also really nice. Really nice. It was a good one.
I would say
God of
even
War
if you can get your
2018 was
hands on,
brilliant.
like, even to play the previous God of War, even if you can manage to get your hands on, like, just a PlayStation 4 Slim or a PlayStation 4 Pro on cheap to play, like, some of the older Sony games, like the
Just,
last God of War and things.
Just still Hertog
No.
Finn's PlayStation. He's too busy playing Destiny 2 at the moment as well, so he doesn't need the
I
PS5.
But he, yeah, I can go to his house and get it.
It's just, I'm just going to borrow this for a bit.
And also one thing, in the beginning they had the Tekken 8 trailer.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm not sure, but I think with that kind of trailer they should like make some kind of TV series or a movie. The way those characters look,
Yeah.
I maybe weird that I'm saying this, but if you get like some kind of TV series of this,
Yeah.
the way the game looks or the trailer, that would be epic. That would be pretty nice. So
100%. 100%. Awesome
Yeah.
stuff.
But hey, General, God of War was a DLC though.
Time out, Louis. Time out.
It's a DLC though. It means, dude, it looks cool. That's what it means, DLC. You gotta get around it.
Dude looks cool.
Dude, it looks cool. That's what it means. Dude, looks cool. Yeah. DLC.
I wasn't expecting it, to be honest.
No, but it does look phenomenal, and I think, like you say,
Yeah,
I think they've actually got a chance. Judging by what we've seen now of the game, they've got a chance of actually being within a shout of Game of the Year. So good luck to them, and good luck to the guys from Elden Ring as well, because they did a phenomenal job with their game. But they do have some competition now.
And this God of War is going to be a big game, because
Yeah.
they did say you
It's like
get to
40
explore
hours.
all 9 realms,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's like
So
four.
it's
Like the
gonna be-
pre. So God of War 2018 was like 25 hours. It was about 40 if you added in all the DLC. Sorry, not all the DLC, all of the side quests and things like in the hidden realms and hidden things to do. So it was about 40 hours if you included all of the add-ons. But the story itself was about 20-25. This one, God of War Ragnarok, is about 40 hours, not including the extras, so the side quests and things like that. And it does, looking from the trailer as well, I don't know if anybody realised this, but of course, the Valkyrie are back. If anybody's played the original God of War, they know how much of a pain in the fucking arse the Valkyrie are. And they are back, and they look like they're very
Bane of my
angry.
existence in that game. I remember the first one I stumbled across, and I was determined to try and beat it. And I must have tried to beat it 1,000 times, and I was like, I give up.
And the Valkyrie Queen is so hard. So hard. But one thing I caught as well in the audio, just for the story, is when the Valkyries are going at you, they're all shouting for the All-Father. And of course, as anybody knows the All-Father is Odin. So they're all even more pissed off than they were in the first one. But it looks like they're going to be fighting you as part of the story and not just as a side quest. For you to go out and find the Valkyrie and kill them, they're going to be actively out there, which makes it's just going to be even harder. But yeah, I can't wait. The last one, I beat the story in a weekend and finished the game within the first week, like platinumed it. I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to be able to do that in an entire weekend now without sleep. But I'm going to be sure as hell trying to beat this game and platinum it within the first 2 weeks. That's for sure. I'm going to be on it. I can't wait. Cannot wait. But yes. That isn't the only news we had this week, because of course we had Tokyo Game Show 2022. Xbox, of course, had a really strong showing this year in Tokyo Game Show. Not only that, though, but of course, Tokyo Game Show is a big event with a lot of other people as well, doing a lot of other events. But we're highlighting just the Xbox section of this and what came along with that. A lot of awesome announcements. And what I will say is I'll rattle those announcements off first and foremost, and we'll go from there. So, of course, we had the eventual news that Deathloop is coming to Xbox Series X and S on September 20th via Gamepass. Woohoo! Eventually. And of course, there are free add-ons that are going to be given to people playing Deathloop when that releases on September 20th on the Xbox Game Pass. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Danganronpa V3, Killing Harmony, Fuga Melodies of Steel, Ninokuni Wrath of the White Witch Remastered are all available on Game Pass today. That was also announced. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle Special Edition and Guilty Gear Strive is also coming to Xbox Game Pass. Of course, the next Ninokuni as well in the series is in development and will be released next year and will also go into Xbox Game Pass. So some huge gets there as well. Of course, other than that, we also saw Wolong Fallen Dynasty, of course, another trailer for it there. And, of course, the demo is available to play now on all platforms. So if you want to play Wolong, the TGS demo is available to play on all platforms now. So you can go and download that and try it out for yourselves. We got some more gameplay footage of Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes, of course, which is coming out for Game Pass next year. The follow-up to Eiyuden Chronicles, which came out earlier this year as well. This one, however, is a JRPG, a traditional JRPG, and a much bigger title. So looking forward to playing that. And again, it is a turn-based JRPG, so a return to form. Looks very much in the same graphical style as Octopath Traveler, as opposed to the previous Eiyuden Chronicles that came out. So looks beautiful. Looks like it plays beautiful as well. So that's absolutely awesome. What else did we get? Of course, before that, ID at Xbox was also involved in a showcase the other day. We had the awesome announcement that, of course, Joe is releasing Song of Iron 2. There is no release date on it as yet, but there is a small 10 to 15 minute demo available to anybody on PC, of course, if you sign up for the mailing list. So sign up to the mailing list. You will get the Steam demo sent to you straight away, essentially, and you can go and play the 10-15 minute kind of sampler of Song of Iron 2 on your PC right now. So congrats to Joe, of course, for Song of Iron. He will be on the show next week talking about all things Song of Iron 2. One thing I can tell you is the game is currently what you saw of it there on Unreal Engine 4. However, he will be porting that over to Unreal Engine 5, and obviously making use of some of those tools and things prior to the game being released at some point, either next year or the year after. So there's a lot of awesome things to talk about as well with Joe on Wednesday next week. Other than that, there was a number of awesome titles, of course, announced. I'm just going to go through them here. So, of course, Danganronpa V3 eventually making its way to Xbox. Overwatch 2, of course, releases everywhere, free to play on October 4th, and then announced one of the new characters, Kuroki, which will also be available. Ninokuni Wrath of the White Witch Remastered, of course, is on Game Pass right now. And the next Ninokuni, Ninokuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, will launch on Xbox in 2023, also in Game Pass. A brand new trailer for Persona 5 Royal incoming. Remastered versions of Persona 5 Royal, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 3 Portable are on the way to Xbox and Windows. Of course, Persona 5 Royal will be on the Xbox Game Pass on 21st of October. Guilty Gear Strive is coming to Xbox Game Pass as well. On Xbox Series consoles, Xbox One and Windows PC. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, of course, also coming to Xbox Game Pass. And when that releases, let's go. Next up, of course, updates on Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. Just says launches 2023, and of course that is in Game Pass. Pal World. Pal World is an interesting one. This is essentially Pokemon with guns and farming and building and factories, etc. Releasing on Xbox and other platforms next year. It's a brand new, so it's called, it's by the creators of Craftopia. Pal World is a brand new multiplayer open world survival crafting game where you can befriend and collect mysterious creatures called pals in a vast world. Make your pals fight, build, farm, and work in factories. That is such a weird thing to say. You befriend creatures called pals and make them work in factories.
That plays so bad in my head right now.
Yeah. It looks interesting though. It's just wild. It looks absolutely insane. If you haven't seen the trailer for that, go and watch it. It is mad, absolutely mad.
I'm surprised they got away with some of these designs.
100%.
They just look like Pokemon.
Yeah,
Some of
literally,
them
there's
a little bit. It's like
yeah,
copy my homework, but change it up a little.
yeah. It's crazy. Like I, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, wait, is this Pokemon? You know? And then further into the trailer, you see some characters. They look almost the same, but with a little twist on it. You were like, what? They just like stole the design and just put something on his head, or I don't know. It's so crazy. But,
yeah, it is mad. But I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to be playing it. Count me in. Count me interested.
Was this a Game Pass game?
It wasn't. No.
No.
Yeah. No.
We gotta wait. We'll probably announce it probably when it gets close.
Probably. Yeah. Another title as well. Fuga Melodies of Steel is available now with Game Pass. It is an RPG where you place children, each with their own unique characteristics and skills, at different gun turrets in a tank to fight against the enemy. Okay. Also showed off a brand new trailer for Fuga Melodies of Steel 2. Harness the power of the stars in Dyson's Sphere program with PC Game Pass. So another PC Game Pass title available on October 13th. That is build the most efficient intergalactic factory in space simulation strategy game Dyson's Sphere program. Harness the power of the stars, collect resources, plan and design production lines, and develop your interstellar factory from a small space workshop to a galaxy-wide industrial empire. Available October 13th on PC Game Pass. Take on prehistoric hordes in Exoprimal. So, of course, Exoprimal, full release in 2023, coming to Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One next year as well. that looks interesting. Naraka Blade Point is getting some updates as well. Of course, that's already out on Game Pass, so if you haven't played it, of course, go and jump into that now. We know, of course, Wolong is coming to Xbox Game Pass day one in early 2023 for Xbox Game Pass on Series consoles, Xbox One and PC. And of course, the demo of it is available now if you want to see what that's like. And of course, Deathloop comes to Xbox on September 20th with a brand new update for as well called Golden Loop, which will release with the launch on console on that September 20th. We've also got this week or coming week the Forza Horizon 10th anniversary stream, which they'll be announcing new events, new cars and DLC and things like that coming for Forza Horizon as well to celebrate their 10-year anniversary. Overall, chaps, what did you make of the TGS announcements from Xbox? Jen?
Personally, don't really play many JRPGs. All of the games obviously weren't just JRPG style games. But some of them are going into Game Pass, which I will try them, of course, give them the benefit of the doubt. Wolong looks really interesting. Probably won't play the demo. I'll just wait for that to come into Game Pass to play that. I kind of interested in trying out Persona. Never played those games before in my life. Heard a lot of good things about them though. So it'll be a chance to play that as it's coming into Game Pass. So I'll see what all the fuss is about with that. Exo Primal I'm not too fussed about. It gives me Anthem vibes and I still have a bad taste in my mouth after playing Anthem. So I'm not too bothered about that. I've heard a lot of good things about BlazBlue, so I'm probably going to try that out at some point. There's so many games here that were announced that are big and interesting games to people that play on Xbox that have been asking for more Japanese games. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of JRPGs, like I've said, but I'm willing to try them.
And Deathloop?
Deathloop, I'm 100% gonna play on Game Pass. So I'll probably install that on both PC and the Series X to give it a try on both. But yeah, that looks really interesting. It was a game I was gonna pick up on PC, but now it's coming to Game Pass, so I don't have to worry so much about that. But yeah, hopefully not too long before they announce what was the other game? Ghostwire Tokyo?
Yes.
Hopefully it's not too long before that's announced that it's coming to Xbox, because I'll like to jump in on that as well.
I think that'll be the beginning of next year-ish, like maybe the first quarter or something next year.
That Power World though is something that did appeal to me because I do like Pokemon, and this is essentially Pokemon with guns. So,
I was watching the trailer and I was like, what the hell is this?
I thought it was Pokemon for a moment.
Same? Like I thought, no way is Nintendo letting someone make a game not on their platform. I was like, no way.
Some of the designs are so close to like some of the actual Pokemon designs. I'm surprised they got away with that.
I'm just happy it's starting to get competition. That's what I'm happy about.
Well, when I was watching the trailer, the funny thing is when I was watching the trailer, I had to double check. I was watching the Xbox stream. I was like, is this Nintendo at TGS? Are we seeing like a new Pokemon here? Or no, that's Pal World. I was like,
there's a lot of big stuff here. Personally, not everything is for me. So, as a personal opinion, it was an average show for me. But as like with the PlayStation event, for all gamers, it's a huge event. And I see a lot of people saying this is one of the strongest Tokyo Game Shows. I haven't watched every single Tokyo Game Show that's come out before, so I can't really speak on that. But I've heard the sentiment that this was one of the biggest Xbox Tokyo Game Showcases.
We've got to say as well, for them trying to get their footing back into Japan and Asia. As you know, of course, that was the crowd they were aiming for, was to just get as many of these Japanese titles onto the console to entice the Japanese and the Asian gamers into the console. of course, it's a really hard thing for Xbox to do, being a Western company. So a strong TGS was what they needed. A lot of awesome Japanese titles, a lot of big announcements for them as well. So I think overall, I mean, of course, we're not Asian, we're not Japanese, so we're again giving our views from a Western perspective. But I think they were probably very happy with what they saw from Xbox on that show.
Yeah. I know a lot of people on my friends list and in the community that love JRPG games that are not from Japan.
Yeah.
And I can see that a lot of people are going to try these games, especially in Game Pass.
Yeah.
Some of them are going into Game Pass, so yeah, it's a big deal, and hopefully it just furthers their foot in the Japanese market, and we get more and more of these types of games for those people that do like those games.
Yeah. They did confirm as well during ID at Xbox they are working with over 250 Japanese indie developers.
That's good.
That's huge, really big.
Yeah.
Crazy Louis. What did you make of TGS 2022?
Oh man, I mean, I was really happy. It was such a good show. I was really happy that they're actually delivering and bringing those Japanese games in there, or especially Eastern side of games. You know, it's been missing for a long time. So I'm really happy that these games are coming.
Yeah.
And it's finally getting here. I mean, when I heard Guilty Gear, I was like, what? Guilty what? I said, Guilty Gear's coming to Game Pass? Like, no way. I mean, I love Guilty Gear. I played the heck out of Guilty Gear in PlayStation, but now since it's coming to Game Pass and Xbox, I'm gonna have more fun with it. And what else is in there? And the Power World. I think back then, Sarah Blow in Gaming Lobby, he actually showed a trailer Power World. We actually saw it a long time ago. We're like, whoa, this is weird. This is different, you know, different game, you know. And heck, it looks pretty awesome. I mean, seriously, I'm happy Pokemon's gonna finally get some competition because they're out there alone. Really, they're alone right now. They're really alone right now. I mean, what else?
Well, there is that game that is getting very popular at the moment, Temtem. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about that on social media. Temtem.
Okay,
Yeah.
I gotta
It's
look for that.
like a Pokemon game, similar. You catch them in cards, though. They're like,
Oh, and
I've
cards,
had that game on Steam for so long, but I've never played it.
Yeah. And of course, if you haven't played Nexamon yet, of course, Nexamon's an awesome Pokemon game that's on Xbox as well.
I love that there are more companies
Doing Pokemon
coming up to challenge
or
Pokemon.
Pocket Monster kind of games.
I mean, I
Yes.
also.
Because now I don't have to buy a Nintendo Switch because
Yeah.
there's Pokemon-like games that do as good as Pokemon. So
Yeah.
Oh, and the other games I like, that I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. That actually they're bringing to Game Pass was Ninokuni. I mean, I'm really excited for Ninokuni because I have a
That's
thing
the
with
one
Persona,
game
right?
I've downloaded that they announced from that. Like Ninokuni, when I watched it and I seen the visuals on it and the art style, I thought that looks absolutely phenomenal. Like I really like the art style. The story looks quite cool as well, so I've downloaded that. That's ready to go. I'm looking forward to diving into that. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's something that people have recommended me. Play Ninokuni, play Ninokuni. I was like, oh man, people told me to play Persona, but me and Persona, no, do not go.
Yeah.
Me and Persona just don't go with each other. So I was watching Ninokuni and say, maybe one day I'll play if it lowers the price or something. If I, but hey, it's coming to Game Pass. I'm gonna give it a go. That's gonna be pretty fantastic. And yeah, and for me, the whole show was just incredible. Like I said, they're delivering. I'm really happy that they keep on delivering. Right now, what we need to come back is platform games like Banjo-Kazooie and Conquer. Other than that, you're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with it.
Awesome stuff. Hatcher, what about yourself?
Yeah.
Having seen TGS 2022 and the games that were announced by Xbox, of course, Deathloop eventually coming to the Xbox. Will you be jumping into that? And what other games excited you?
Yeah, it's funny because you shared a post on the group that Deathloop was in the store for pre-order.
Yeah.
And I said to you, then I wait till it comes to Game Pass. And I think the day later they announced it coming to Game Pass. I was like, what? Okay, that's good. I'll go for it, man. Just saves me money, so that's good. I'm pretty surprised by Exoprimal, to be honest. Looks really interesting.
Yeah.
I know it's another dinosaur game. It gives me a little bit of vibes of the second extinction,
Yes.
but and like combined with what Jen said. What was the
Anthem.
yeah, Anthem? Yeah, exactly. But you know, like the combat, what you saw is pretty interesting. It for me it looked interesting, so might give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really a big fan of Japanese kind of games, but since they are now putting a lot of on Game Pass, I might try some games, you know, to see how it is, or
See if you like them.
but yeah, exactly, yeah. Because I, you know, like never ever played a Japanese game, so and you know, like you hear a lot of things about it from people
Yeah.
that they are, you know, like they really like it, the story and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it intrigues me. So
Yeah.
of course, the 10-year anniversary of Forza Horizon. I'm looking forward to that. I'm curious about what they're gonna do, because you saw Forza Horizon 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
like small bits, and maybe they gonna put some, I don't know, some new part on the map
Yeah.
with like small pieces of the older games. Who knows? It's interesting. I'm looking forward to it. So that that's yeah, definitely what I'm gonna do. Pal World, of course. Yeah, a Pokemon game on Xbox. Who doesn't want that? It looks so interesting though.
Yeah.
And the same thing like you said, I was like, I needed to check for like 2 times. I was like, wait, what? A Pokemon game, you know?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it looks really interesting. So definitely gonna do that as well.
With guns, bazookas, everything you want in a Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly.
One thing
yeah.
that intrigued me about that game was that the trainers could fight as well. Like you as a character could also fight as well as your pals. So unlike every other
Yeah.
Pokemon where you're just firing the Pokemon, the creatures out to do the fighting for you, like you're actually fighting and your creatures are fighting. I was like, oh, that's good.
Do you remember when the organization Peter came out and complained about Pokemon?
Yes.
I
They're going to
think
complain about this.
Oh, yeah.
Shooting Pokemon? That's not going to go down well.
Pokemon with
Peter.
bazookas.
not only that, but you're capturing them to put them to work in factories. That's just
Yeah, and it's multiplayer as well.
I can't wait to see Peter's stance on this. That's
Oh,
going to be
is it-
interesting.
Yeah, it's multiplayer.
Multiplayer as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
multiplayer,
good.
but is it co-op though?
Oh, I would imagine so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sour Bro has his answer on this question because he says it's a game co-op.
Yes.
So yeah, it
Yes.
seems like it.
Yeah.
Gotta
And-
shoot 'em all, Pokemon.
What surprised me as well is that I think they put Assassin's Creed Origins not so long ago on Game Pass.
Yes, and now they've got Odyssey.
Yeah, and they got Odyssey as well now also. And I think that's quite fast after each other, because Origins is a huge game.
Yeah.
It's like a few weeks
Um,
after each other, right?
What? Guys,
Yeah.
dear Lord, up to 8 players co-op Power World.
Oh,
Oh,
8
well,
players?
All those Pokemon are going to
players.
go extinct, I'll tell you that.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's crazy.
I
Oh,
mean,
that's
I just
nice.
looked for it. It's Power World Co-op, and it says here local co-op not supported, online co-op 8 players, and it has co-op extra downloadable only co-op campaign drop. Okay, that's a whole other thing. LAN player system link. It does have it. Oh my god! Invite your friends to go on adventures together. Of course, you can battle and trade with other players. Co-op. Oh, that's insane.
Oh, that's nice.
That is nice. That is nice.
That's gonna be a lot of fun then.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
You gotta
It's gonna-
catch them all, right?
Yeah. Got to catch
Gotta
them
shoot
all.
'em
Just
all.
got to shoot them all. Got to fire rocket launchers at them all. Make them work in factories. Got to enslave them all.
When
Pokemon.
you said that, man, literally, You're catching these animals. They have to go shoot for you. Now you got to put them on work.
It feels
Yeah,
like
put
it's
them to
like
work.
what Team Rocket would do.
Got to
This
slave
is what
them
Team
all.
Rocket would do.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Make the Pokemon work in a factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and also props out to Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond for just freaking speaking Japanese.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
flawless.
I'd imagine
you know,
they probably
like,
had to
just
practice
flawless.
those lines over and over again so they didn't
Oh yeah,
butcher them.
yeah. That's the thing I said also. Like, it probably they needed to practice a lot to get that sentence out good. You know, but yeah, it's a good way to start the show, and I really liked it. Yeah, the TGS was a good show,
Yeah.
definitely.
100%. It was like I say, it was a nice week of announcements really across the board. There was a lot of awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Eventually for Street Fighter fans as well, of course, you've got Street Fighter and Tekken coming to both platforms next year. So that's huge. The two kings of the fighters, of course, and then eventually we're going to get the next from NetherRealm, whether that be Mortal Kombat or whatever it is. You're going to get their next title as well. So there's going to be 3 huge fighters. Street Fighter, for me, at TGS, thankfully, eventually, they showed off Ken, which is my main character in Street Fighter. So I know Ken is back in. They've got Guile, they've got Blanca. I've got all the awesome originals back in there now as well, Dalsim, etc. So all the main characters are back in Street Fighter. You've got Tekken looking awesome. Of course, next up, NetherRealm, whenever they decide to announce their next game. And we've got some awesome fighters coming to every platform next year. So awesome stuff. Other than that as well, you also had the news afterwards that Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster is also coming to Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch next year, as well as PC. So Suikoden HD Remaster 1 and 2 is also coming to the console. So another awesome Japanese game. So Xbox are really pulling it out of the bag, getting some of these awesome Japanese titles onto the platform. So shout out to them. Really strong TGS this year, making really big strides into the Japanese market. Massive strides, in fact, for them. So, yeah, overall, really impressive kind of week of games and loads of game announcements. And we're only just getting started. This we've got awesome releases coming up now for the remainder of the year. Of course, we've all got now the awesome Deathloop to play as of next week. We've of course got High on Life still coming. We've got Callisto Protocol coming. It's no end. We've got what do you call it? The
Game
rat
Awards?
game. The rat game.
Rat game. Plague Tale.
Yes,
Requiem.
Plague Tale Requiem, which again Neil Druckmann from Naughty Dog praised as being absolutely magnificent from start to finish. He said they're going to be one of the developers or games to model the industry on as well, from what they've managed to do with Plague Tale Requiem. So judging by that, it sounds like the game is going to be absolutely awesome. And some of the reviews and early impressions and things of that game as well that I've seen have pointed out that Requiem is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So we've got a whole host of awesome games coming up for the rest of the year. Of course, God of War Ragnarok as well being in there. Then you've got, of course, Persona releasing on Game Pass. You've got, of course, Metal Hellsinger, which is out right now on Game Pass. If you haven't played it, go and bloody play it, because it's amazing. You need to play that game. Go and headbang for a while. You'll be having fun. But yeah, overall, massive week for games. Loads of awesome announcements. Loads of new Game Pass titles. Loads of new games coming up. It's going to be huge. 2023 is turning out to be just too big, too full of games so far. It's going to be one of the biggest years of gaming I've ever seen in my life. There is so many games in 2023 that I don't think any of us is going to have the time to play them all. But yes,
I don't think anyone's going to have the money for them either.
no, I'm so thankful for Game Pass at this point.
Yep.
At least I can still
Yeah.
play, and I'm again bringing titles like even Metal Hellsinger, which is shout out to them. They've had phenomenal response across the board. Like that's like 8s and 9s out of 10 across the board. Overwhelmingly positive reaction on Steam as well on there, and it looks like so far Metal Hellsinger could end up winning Game of the Year for Indie Game of the Year at the Game Awards based on all the feedback I'm seeing. It looks like it could very well get it. I wouldn't be surprised. Phenomenal work by them. Hats off and shout out to them. And again, another developer we're getting on the show in 2 weeks' time. The founder and director of the studio, The Outsiders, for Metal Hellsinger, David Goldfarb, is coming on in 2 weeks, the 28th of September, to talk about Metal Hellsinger and all things metal. So, looking forward to that. Next 2 weeks, 2 back-to-back indie developers. Been another awesome show again today, talking with these fine gentlemen about video games. But we're going to wrap it up for that. We're going to let everybody go and play and enjoy their weekend and play their games. I think Patcher might be jumping off and playing some Battlefield or streaming some Battlefield after this. You never know. Depends on how tired he is. We know.
Not just took a coffee, so.
Oh,
I'm
happy
awake.
days. So yes, he's going to be streaming some Battlefield soon. But no, it is the weekend, of course. We can all go in and relax and enjoy and play some games and do some streaming or whatever we want to do. Everybody in the chat as well. Hope you enjoyed tonight's show. We're going to get to the outros. And everybody can let you know where they can find everybody and what they're going to be doing and where you can watch them. First and foremost, a massive shout out from me to everybody. Thank you for joining us on a Friday. I know it's not our usual day. Of course, you're back on a Wednesday as usual. For those of you who are catching up afterwards, please make sure to drop a like, share and subscribe. The month off has done some detrimental damage to the show and the channel. It has really had an effect on the algorithm. So please help us out and like, share and subscribe where you can. It does make a difference. Let's get the algorithm back in our favour and we'll power on for the rest of the year. But shout out to everybody in chat today. Massive shout out to you guys for joining us this evening. Let's get to our outros. First of all, our guest panel member this evening, Crazy Louie. Let people know where they can find you, brother, and what you've got coming up over the next few days.
Man, where you all can find me, you can find me on Twitter at Crazy Louie Gaming, where I say good morning and you guys can talk to me about anything on there and have fun. Also, you can find me on Wednesday at the Crazy Louie Gaming YouTube channel, 7 p.m. ET, Xbox International, with my brother Silent Cypher and Salvo, and we are having a very special guest, which will be announced soon.
Nice.
Ooh.
Is it bigger
It's
than
not
Danny
me
Pena?
again, by the way.
Is it bigger than Danny Pena? That was a big guess.
That was a great show with Danny.
Yeah, it was a big show with them. It was a lot of fun. And then when you guys hopped on again, it got way too fun. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun.
Looking forward to hearing what that is. Awesome stuff. So yes, if you're not already following Crazy Louie, you can follow him on his YouTube channel, Crazy Louie Gaming. Of course, the home of Xbox International, and of course on Twitter and every other place, it's Crazy Louie. You will find him. You can't miss him.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
He's
Literally
everywhere. Awesome
Yep.
stuff. Awesome stuff. Next up, Patcher. Let people know where they can find you, brother, and where they can watch you and your awesome streams. And now, of course, you've opened up your private YouTube channel to put your streams on there as well. So let people know where they can find you everywhere.
Yeah, you guys can find me, of course, on Twitter, Petu_070. Same counts for Twitch as well, and for YouTube. As you just said, it's not really like serious thing, but I'm gonna post also some things on my own YouTube, like streams, maybe some smaller clips, videos, and that kind of stuff. But I'm also gonna use, of course, the midweek mix-up channel for videos. But yeah, just check it out, hit the subscribe button, guys, and yeah, that's basically it, man. Been recently been playing a lot of Battlefield, so you can catch me on Twitch, of course, playing that with
Yes.
some epic explosions and that kind of stuff. So it's insane. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, big shout out to the chat guys. Really awesome that you spend the night with us. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys online, man.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Last but not least, of course, the awesome weekend edition co-host General C. Of course, back this weekend. There's going to be a lot to talk about, a lot to
This
catch up
weekend.
with. But let people know where they can find you, brother, and what you've got going on.
You can find me on Twitter, _general_C, and on my Twitch, where I've actually made Destiny 2 my mainstream game. I'm taking a break from Hunt Showdown.
No.
There's no new content from Hunt Showdown. I will still play it from time to time and stream it, but yeah, I'm taking a bit of a break from Hunt Showdown.
No.
Oh.
I finally found a friend. No.
I will be playing it, Louis, so you're more than welcome to join me. Just not as much.
I
Louis,
finally found.
Louis, don't cry. Soon we can go co-op with 7 players in Power World, and you have enough friends.
That's it. But
True,
no,
yeah.
I wanted to play Hunt Showdown. I was like, I finally found a friend to play it, and now he's stuck in Destiny.
I think I do need a break from Hunt Showdown, though. I've recently crossed the 1,000 hours mark. I've been playing it so much this year.
Yeah.
I need a little bit of a break. Hopefully they got some new content coming to that in the near future. But yeah, Destiny 2 will be my main game for now. I'm going to grab the content for that, the legacy content, go through all of that, and then get the Witch Queen content, and then the newest DLC that comes out in February.
Awesome. And of course, you can find yourself everywhere on Twitch, where you do those later night streams now, sometimes at midnight, etc.
Yeah, a couple of the streams throughout the week are going to be at midnight, and then there's obviously the streams I'm still going to do in the daytime as well. So yeah, and I will be starting to stream my Sea of Thieves Tuesdays. I did a test stream the other day.
It
So
looked
I'll be
very
joining
popular,
you,
to be
Mick.
fair. You got a lot of people in your chat, so did well.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to doing that. I thought I was streaming most of that day anyway. I thought I'm just going to test it out and roll into Sea of Thieves and see what happens. So yeah,
it makes sense. It makes sense. You're playing the game anyway. You may as well stream it.
I'm playing it with you anyway, so I might as well stream the two extra hours. I mean, I won't always do like a 6-hour stream like I did that day.
Yes.
That's not going to be a thing I can do every time. So yeah.
Yeah.
But when I can, I will.
Awesome stuff. It's great to see you kind of diving into several different things as well. And of course, you mentioned just before there that you're going to play a lovely little stream of Metal Hellsinger, so I'm going to be watching that.
I will be streaming that. I'm either going to do an impromptu stream tonight, depending on how tired I am once I've had food.
Yeah.
Or I'm playing that tomorrow night at 11:45 GMT time. So
yeah,
I'll be live around about midnight for that.
Definitely. Awesome stuff. Yes, as you can see by the gameplay footage there, I absolutely love the game, but I love metal music, so naturally I absolutely love it. And again, I'm super hyped at getting the developers on to talk about that, and even how they come to work with System of a Down and Trivium and everybody to get this free music
I can't wait
to
to hear what
everybody.
they've got to say about that.
Like an entire soundtrack created just for this game that is free for everybody to use is phenomenal. Like, and the music isn't just like regular metal music, it is like unbelievably high quality metal music, like tracks I would listen to anyway. So good.
I'm so glad that they did a soundtrack that you don't have to change out for streaming.
100%. They built this one specifically for streaming, so you could just go out and have fun. Angry Joe and everybody was playing it the other day, and they were like minds blown. They had like thousands of people watching it. They were like, "No way is Angry Joe playing our game," and they were just like going away to it and music blasting. It was phenomenal.
I watched Angry Joe's review on Saints Row today. I think he was a little bit harsh on the game, but he did have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't personally speak really because I haven't played it, but I don't see how it's that bad. I've seen other people really enjoy it.
Yeah. I have to.
He's just one of those people that are hooked on the nostalgia feeling that he had with the old Saints Row, and this is a reboot, so
yeah,
you can't really cling on to that past Saints Row feeling that you had.
Exactly. I have to shout out Xbox though for coming in as a winner for me, and getting Hellsinger onto Game Pass as well at the last minute, because I was going to have to cancel my pre-order because I'm absolutely skint. And then they just swooped in with the last minute and put it on Game Pass and saved the day.
They're like, I've got you, Drew. I've got you. We've got you.
Oh, thank God.
Honestly, I'd be surprised to see if we get some other stuff like this. I can see it happening.
I mean, based on this, this is
Some
just an
last-minute
indie
deals.
game. It's and if you were buying it normally, the game was only like £32, so it wasn't even like a full price title. It wasn't like 60, 70 pounds like you would see for a big AAA game now. So it was, and I mean, even when I eventually have the money to buy the game, I will buy it to support them further, because phenomenal work and they deserve every penny. They've done a really great job with the game. It's so much fun. It's traditional old shooter fun, but to the rhythm. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting them back on. But we'll wrap this show up again now. Thank you again to our awesome panel. Thank you to the awesome chat. Again, it's like I say, having that month off has done a lot of a lot of damage to the channel's numbers. Lost a few subscribers, massively down on the algorithm, but we'll work to build it back up again. Of course, it serves me right for taking a break. It serves me right for taking a break and almost crippling the channel, but I'll work. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. Have an awesome night, everybody. Of course, if you did enjoy the show, please like, share, and subscribe. Until then, have an awesome weekend. Enjoy your gaming, and have fun. See you guys later.
See you guys later, man.